All right, what is going on, everybody? Got a bit of a different video for the last video of the year. We're going to be talking about the 2025 All-Star Game in San Francisco. We're going to be talking about the new format for the All-Star Game for this year. We'll see how long it lasts. I'll give my opinion on it. We're also going to select my All-Stars for the All-Star Game. I'm going to do it live right here. And yeah, let's get into the new format. I touched on it briefly when the news broke about it, and I didn't understand it. Like by what I mean by I didn't understand it is I didn't really get the point, and as more details have come out and emerged from it, I sort of dislike it less. But I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I'm always of the school of thought. I rather you try something and it failed than just keeping it the same way, and let it fail by itself. At least give it an attempt. Um, but let's go over the details here. This is from the NBA's Instagram, so it has all the correct information. The, the NBA All Star Game will feature a mini tournament with four teams. Three of the teams will be NBA All Stars. The fourth team will be the Rising Stars game winner. There'll be 8 players on each team. People that will pick the teams. This is only the 3 teams. The Rising Star roster is a different roster entirely. So the 3 people picking the teams: Charles Barkley, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Um, that will be on February the 6th on TNT. The draft for those 3 teams. And basically, you have 2 games that are going to be played. I believe this is all in one night. Technically 3 games, but the first 2 games will be Team A and Team B, Team C and Team D will play in Game 2. Um, and you have the winner Game 1 and the winner Game 2 to go to the final. Then you have the winner. Um, the game will be on February 16th at 8 p.m. Um, call me interested, but I just don't. This is one of these things I'm gonna have to see for it to be interesting for me. You know, are they doing too much? Like, are we actually doing too much for this game now? Do we have to limit the rosters to 8 just to make players care? And like one of the big things I saw was like, well, if the Rising Stars make it to the final, nobody wants to lose to the young guys, right? And I would say I would agree with that statement, but I don't know if the Rising Stars are even going to be able to put up a fight because the other team is just going to be all stars, and it depends who's on that actual team. Are Kenny, Shaq, and Charles going to be able to pick good teams? I don't know, but nevertheless, I want to give my picks here for the All Star game. I'm gonna do it live for you guys. So let's do that. Let me get in position here. I have it on my computer screen, so we're gonna do it live. All right, this is my first ballot here for the All Star game. We're gonna go West guards first. Let's see, we got Shea, we got Luca, we got Devin Booker, we got De'Aaron Fox, we got Anthony Edwards, Kyrie Irving, Norman Powell, addition by subtraction. Norman Powell, and Steph Curry as the top of the guards selection screen. You also got James here. You got Ja here. To be honest, Luca hasn't been playing like that. Shea probably deserves the nod. For me, for me personally, as long as Steph Curry's in the league, he's always gonna get my All Star vote at the guard spot. But the last few years, I've done Shea, I've done Luca. I think I did Devin Booker in like 2020 or something. Um, but eh, Give me Shea. This is an easy answer. This is an easy answer. And then give me Steph for the guards. So we got Shea and Steph as our guard duo. Now for the front court in the West. Some people said this selection should be positionless. I agree with that to some extent. I think it should just be guards and forwards. Like it doesn't necessarily have to be a center. You know, like you don't need a specific center. Because some people would just think that way and they would want a center on this team. Let's see. So you got Nikola Jokic, you got Kevin Durant, you got Anthony Davis, Victor Wembanyama, LeBron James, Zion. I don't even know why Zion's here. Brother hasn't even played. Um, Brandon Ingram, Jaren Jackson, Jalen Williams, Domantas Sabonis. Ah, man, do I give the Oklahoma City two front court players? Should I do that? Yeah, this list is then after that kind of falls off. There are some guys here: Lloyd Marketing, Alperen Şengün, Trey Murphy, Michael Porter, Jonathan Kuminga, Andrew Wiggins. Yeah, nah, this list falls off heavy. Um, no, just keep in mind, everybody. This is my first time doing this, so if they don't have them listed here and I draw a blank on their name, I apologize. There's probably somebody I'm going to miss at some point, but I'm only going off what's in front of me. So just as a heads up, I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Davis. I'm gonna go Williams, and I'm gonna go Jokic. Should I do Wemby instead of Davis? Oh man, I don't know. I don't know if I should do Wemby instead of Davis. This is a tough one here. Let's do. Ooh, I'm gonna go Davis. I don't think I've voted Anthony Davis in a very long time, but we're gonna go Davis. I'm gonna go Davis. I'm gonna go Jokic, and I'm gonna go Jalen Williams. OKC gets double All Stars. So the full Western Conference team off my first ballot is Steph, Shea, Jalen Williams, Nikola Jokic, Anthony Davis. Um, yeah, let's go to the East. The East guards. Now this is where it gets a little tough. This is where it gets a little tough for me because you could easily just pick Jalen Brunson and Donovan Mitchell and call it a day, right? They're probably the two best guards in the conference, right? Dame, I'm not convinced by Dame. He's not it. You could even go as wild and say like, oh, Jalen Suggs or like Derek White or where's you could go Peyton Pritchard if you really wanted to. Um, however, I want to pick Maxi. Maxi is the first name that jumps off the board to me. I want to pick Maxi. I wanna I wanna pick like Cade Cunningham, like or Cam Thomas. But at the same time here, I want to do like Tyler Hero and somebody else. Like, do I go Brunson and Hero and call it a day? I think I'm gonna go Brunson and Hero. Brunson's an easy one, New York, and then Hero's having a hell of a month so far. And these things, like, I'm picking this off my favorites, obviously, of who I think is doing good right now, but also who I think can actually play in the game. I do these in my personal time in the past. I would just do who do I think is going to get enough votes that can be an all star. Jalen Brunson is definitely going to be able to get there, if not by the fans, by the coaches. The coaches like him, um, and then yeah, like I said, Tyler Hero's having a hell of a month. But you could go crazy and just do LaMelo and Tyler. I think LaMelo is going to be a reserve. So I'm gonna go Brunson and I'm gonna go Tyler Hero. That might be crazy, but I'm gonna go Brunson and Hero. Call me crazy. Call me crazy. Front court becomes even harder. Pause. You got guys like Giannis, Paulo, Jason Tatum, Jalen Brown, Carly Towns, Franz Wagner, R.J. Barrett, Joel Embiid, Brandon Miller, Barnes, Hunter, Jalen Johnson, um, Jimmy Butler, Paul George. Um, would they actually? I want to select one of these Magic guys, but I don't know if they're gonna play in the All Star game because I also want them to be able to play in the All Star game. Let me let me look this up real quick. See if they're gonna play in the um see if they'll be available to play Paulo or Franz because I'm not gonna vote for either of them if they just can't play if they're not gonna be available to play. Let's see here real quick. Pulling it up, pulling it up, pulling it up. Orlando Magic. Here we go. Paulo Banchero out. Um, it says he's not doing injuries. Franz Wagner. Yeah, in good consciousness, I can't vote for either of these guys. I would like to vote for either one of them, but it doesn't look like they're gonna be back. Um, that's a shame. That's a real shame. In that case, I like what Cat's been doing in New York. I really have. You could keep it simple and go either like Jason or Jason or Jalen. Um, I'm gonna go. I'm not. I'm not a Boston hater. I'm not a Boston hater. I just I think what they're doing as a team is amazing. I would just rather pick a player that's having a better individual season, you know. So and this other one I have in my brain is gonna floor some of you, but I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Giannis. I'm gonna go Carl, and then for this last spot in the front court, for me, it's a toss up between Scotty Barnes and Jalen Johnson. I would love to see Jalen Johnson in the All Star game. Um, yeah, nobody else here is really doing it for me. So it's Barnes or Johnson. Since I didn't pick Trey Young for the guard spot, I'm gonna give it to Jalen Johnson here at the forward spot. Um, let's do it that way. Let's do it that way. I'll give you my full list here in a second. I'm just screenshotting that. All right, so in the East, you have Jalen at the one, Jalen Brunson at the one, Tyler Hero at the two, Jalen Johnson at the three, Giannis Antetokounmpo at the four, Karl Anthony Towns at the five. In the West, I have Shea Gilgis Alexander at the one, Stephen Curry at the two, Jalen Williams, pardon me, at the three, um, Nikola Jokic at the five, and Anthony Davis at the four. That is my first ballot in the system. I'm going to submit it right now. Oh, it's going to ask me if I'm not a robot. Yeah, I'm not a robot. Thank you. And then boom, there you go. Let's download that. There we go. Perfect. Anyways, I thought that was a bit of a different sort of video. Did it live. I could have done it before the video, but um, I figured do it live, add some fun to it, see my train of thought. Um, And yeah, and you can vote as well at NBA.com. You can vote with your NBA ID or I think any other way. But yeah, let me know who your All Stars are down below. Um, if you like my All Stars and like what I had to say, like the video. If you just like the vibes overall, hit that like button. This is the last video of the year. Um, obviously started this channel a little bit later in the year, but making good progress. I love putting out these videos for you guys. Um, and yeah, just keep watching, keep listening, and all that. And I'll catch y'all next year. See ya. Cheers.